All right, recording has started. We're in session 17, and yeah, let's get started with the initial record keeping. So, a whole bunch of you were doing work for Little Oak Brine in the previous session, so we should roll to see how much you contribute.
All right, I've got Bax and Micah on that.
It's going to be vigor plus labor checks for each character that's contributing.
I'll roll Bax first. Do I get pips from wearing my Gunther outfit?
Interesting. What would be your argument for that relating to Gunther?
It's heroic to rebuild a village. That's it. Just Bax being a child, lifting heavy stones above their head and being like, "We are great heroes."
Okay. Gunther did historically do a lot of labor activities, lifting stones.
Yeah,
That is, it was mostly for saving some miners that were buried, but yes.
I'm gonna assume then that if Bax knows that story, they're gonna reenact that event.
It's vigor plus agility.
Vigor plus labor.
So is that a yes or no on the Gunther?
Tips for Lorpit. A Lorpit outfit.
I'm sorry, I'm hearing a lot of different things. What's going on? What's the question?
I think I could argue pips for Raxi's outfit.
I guess I'm also asking for clarity on whether or not I qualify for pips for
For
my justification.
Gunther outfit, yes, and then what's Araxi's outfit?
Lorpit.
Oh, yeah.
We also have a kite.
Yay!
I'm gonna join the pip train and dress up as Madala and just be a total bear of a beast.
All right, so Bax is coming in hot with 4 successes.
Holy shit.
I got a lot of labor. Bax is a hardworking person. Just hauling ass all over town, running errands for people. Since Oak Brine, finally it's paying off.
Francis adds 1 success.
And Leica only has 1 vigor to contribute, but I will try. Can I argue leadership for Leica instead of labor?
No. The leadership role is being taken by the carpenter and the smith. They're the ones that are in charge of the project and they are directing its activities.
Leica contributes a single success, the only one that was possible.
This is excellent. Nobody's contributed 0 successes so far, so that's fantastic.
And also, we get to look for treasure.
You do. Let's see. So I think Troy and Ed are the only rolls that haven't been made yet.
This is for the Oak Brine stuff, right?
Yes. The contributions to rebuilding Little Oak Brine.
What's our target number?
The target number is 100.
Okay.
But every day the carpenter and the blacksmith contribute 10 successes on their own. And so your efforts will accelerate the process.
Okay, so it was labor and what?
Vigor.
Labor and vigor. And then I have my Orin costume, which I think is helping people is a good thing.
Orin
If that contributes,
was
or not really.
Orin is an interesting character because Orin was a mage, but before being a mage was a soldier.
Yeah, would I put his costume really only contribute to like combat related things?
Or healing, because Orin is the one who discovered the cure to the Fade Plague. Orin is an inventor, as well as a fighter. Quite the scholar. Yeah.
He's like a warrior poet.
Yeah, it's my understanding is Orin was a soldier until he kind of got too old for that, and then cast a cantrip and discovered that all along he'd had lightning elemental abilities that he just hadn't really known about or understood. And so, yeah, started going to school for it late in life and became a really good scholar, really good mage. Still carries around his spear. All right, so we're up to 21 from a single day.
So yeah, the kids doubled the effort.
Yep. Right on. Does anybody need to do anything with the schools? I know most of you are in Little Oak Brine, but just in case, I gotta ask.
They also still need to make the resource checks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for those of you who are going to search for treasure.
We roll resources. What's the roll for that? Resources?
I wrote it down in the log here, but I will double check. Yes, it's a resources check. To see
Can
if you
I,
find any treasure.
can I argue for pips again from my costume?
Lorpin is a pirate and known for treasure hunting, yes.
What about Madala's ability to sniff and smell things, I guess?
Yeah, that's true. On multiple occasions, found stuff through sense of smell.
I don't think I can argue for Harving or Gunther in this regard. But in either case, both of them were each rolling 2 dice each. That is not the correct number of dice. Sorry about that.
That's one resourceful child.
Sorry about that. Ooh,
Well, you rolled
used
a
all the
2.
luck on that one. I got 2 successes and no successes.
Oh, okay.
Francis got a goose egg.
All right, I need a list of the children that got successes here.
Arax.
Decide. Sorry, go ahead.
That was Araxi, and which of yours, Jackie?
I'm thinking, trying to I'll go with Bax. I'm going to spoil Bax a bit for being so strong and contributing 4 successes to that build.
And then Troy, which of your characters got that success?
Crystals are.
Okay, Araxi and Chrysalisar both find precious gems left over from the old jewelry store that you guys were renovating. Bax, you find a shard of eternal ice It is a piece of ice from the event that created the cold spot. It does not ever melt. It is continuously cold, never melts, and is a high quality magic crafting item.
This is what precious gem, right?
Yes. The ones who got a single success. The double success gets the magic crafting material. You may find that shard of Eternal Ice is quite valuable on the market if you wish to sell it, but also might be usable by some of your fellow children in magical crafting to create interesting and powerful artifacts.
Yeah, I think 2 of us are even in the class for crafting magical items. Or crafting items.
An artificer could easily make a very nice refrigerator out of it that would never need the little power marbles anymore. Alternatively, it is a essentially endless supply of aether pouring out of the ice elemental plane. So magic wands and staves are also not out of the question.
I want you to know that Bax's first initial thought was to strap it onto a little piece of cord, wear it around her neck, and use it to chill drinks.
I have an idea. You can use it to make into a machine to make endless ice cream.
Yeah. Infinite ice cream machine. It's a possibility.
That could be kind of a cool, like, oak brine thing, you know? Like, for the community, to make some money. We could open up an ice cream shop using this. That could be cool. We'll think about it. We'll think about it.
Alrighty. And then the last thing I think we need to deal with, if we're not dealing with any school things, is just everybody telling what they did the previous session to earn their character points.
Ooh, I gotta go. Trumpy was an absolute badass Chad in the library, absolutely crushing successes in our troll research department.
That's absolutely true.
All that time in the library has finally paid off. Trumpy's so proud.
And Trompy earns a character point.
There is one quick thing. Is Gluck was still trying to find his den.
Oh, the wolf den.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's a school thing. So yeah, let's roll for that. So there's a guy that you think is part of the wolf den that you're trying to tail. So you're going to need to make a stealth plus agility check to follow him.
Remember how stealthy what's his name is character how stealthy Kite was.
I would say Kite's Shadow Cat was stealthy, but not necessarily Kite.
Kite was the opposite of stealthy most of the time.
Right.
Okay.
About as stealthy as Ash Ketchum with an Eldritch bag of tricks.
Can I use my climbing pips to help me keep stealthy?
Okay. If you're so how are you using those to tail the guy?
I'm basically going to like since he's normally looking down below, or like with someone walking behind him, I'm going to climb up onto like the sort of the ceiling, the walls, so like I'm like more of the shadow of the roof.
Okay.
Staying in blind spots, basically. Pretty cool idea.
There you go. You manage to tail him back to the location of the den. When you get there, he turns around and says, "Good job, kid. You found us. Welcome to the wolf den. Now here's the deal." And he opens up his hand, and it's got a precious gem in it. He says, "You can have this if you turn around and never come back."
Isn't Glup like particularly shiny motivated? Like, I guess we'll see. Maybe it's not shinier than being part of a secret club.
The choice is up to Club.
I'll just put my hand forward and I'll close his hand.
He nods. He says, "All right then. That's the first test. Here's the second test. Why did you refuse the gem?" "I advise you to speak plain and true the truth in your heart in this matter. Lies are what we tell the people out there, but in here you need to be true and honest. Why did you reject the gem?"
I rejected the gem is because this is the first. You never accept on the first offer. You always try to see if what the other details are before you make a full decision.
He considers for a moment and says, "I don't think you're wolf den material." He says, "If you're looking for opportunity, you should join the fox den."
Maybe the kind of opportunities you're looking for can't be found in the fox den. Okay. You don't know.
Yes.
You don't know.
But opportunity unknown here may potentially get a greater reward.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem. You're looking for the reward. This is the one den that doesn't reward anything. Trust me, kid. You're looking for rewards. Fox Den will teach you how to get them. All you'll find here are empty pockets.
That's fine. We know how to find money other ways. We don't need this is more training than the actual financial gain. I'm a vice president of a company right now.
He looks a little confused. He's not sure exactly what that means, but it doesn't matter to him. So, take my advice, kid. Train with Fox. They'll teach you how to fill your pockets with coins. We don't teach that here. And he closes the door and locks it. You know where the door is now, assuming that they use the same place all the time. But that's about as far as you've gotten.
Okay.
Be like water. Persistent water eventually wears down the stone. Just a little drip drip here and there. Say hello.
Okay.
Show your face, you know. You could try annoying them until they let you in. It's another valid tactic.
I could always just let myself in.
That's also, extra training, I guess. You are in the Thieves Guild. Can you break into a den? Uninvited.
No, he never said I was not invited. He just suggested I go somewhere else.
Did you really fail the test, or is the test to discourage you and see how you handle it?
It's like a tattoo apprenticeship. Oh, it's so familiar.
It is worth bearing in mind that in this city, the Thieves Guild is officially part of the government. In any case, let's get back to the retelling so everybody can get their character points.
I was talking. I guess Kyle found out a recipe. Got a recipe to be able to make some something you knock. So basically, a knockout grenade to knock out our target.
That's right. Specifically a troll. It's a knockout grenade that is specifically tailored to troll physiology. You have the recipe, but you have not yet executed on it, but Povin will visit today. So go ahead and take your character point. Who's next?
Well, I had 2 characters active. Wampy they went and recruit the sheriff so that we have an adult with us, thereby sort of following Miss Mabel's instructions. While Nest managed to find the magic student who is able to help us identify the type of magic involved with the staff and sappers.
That is right. So you can give either one of them the character point, or you can split it into 3 experience points and distribute it however you want.
So Mari assisted with all the research stuff, with some crafting rolls, and is somewhat interested to see the troll that's not a troll again. Also helped to figure out why maybe the troll was coming out or traveling in this area. And otherwise enjoyed her time in the library.
Awesome. Get your character point.
I can go. See, Kofric was trying to find something to do and try to help, and ended up crashing into somebody and getting injured. And that led to an escapade to the moon to get sorted there, and questions about the kind of magic for soul transfer. And I wrote down in my notes whether the magic was done by a mage or it was question mark magic. Which I believe we had found out it was question mark magic when we came back and asked the person at the school.
Yes, the person that Nest had recruited. That's correct.
So we found out it was question mark magic.
Excellent. Get your character point. Kristen, an additional thing for Francis. While doing your research, you did encounter some other students that mentioned that there is a special club that you may have some interest in. It's the Animators Club. It's kind of a secret club right now because a lot of people frown upon animation. But it has been added into the Private Tutors Club and Clubs document.
Elliot.
It right now doesn't teach very much, but if you continue to help them gather materials that might be useful to learning about the arts, that club will continue to be an option for Francis to attend.
Wait, is that somewhere where I might be able to find a mentor?
At the moment, no, because at the moment it's just students, but if you can recruit mentors to join the club, then they will provide with more training opportunities for you to learn animation. The club is right now people who are interested in animation, not people who know how to do it. but all of them would like to know how to do it, and so yeah, it is a formal, structured place where that might unlock. And I put some things in the document that might, some suggestions that might lead you towards that.
Awesome. On that note, I'll jump in with Zara from last session. What went down with her? She created and learned the spell Zara's Bloodhound, which helps her to detect a known magical energy.
Excellent. Zara gets a character point. Or wait, does Zara do... Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at this. This week you're bringing up Francis, but yeah. Okay, cool. So that covers it for last week. If your characters were in school, they earn their experience point. If anybody needs to make any rolls for the school, let me know.
Yeah.
So, I just had a question really quick. For the magic school, Celebrian Arcane University,
Yes.
if you're going to do 101 Arcane Fundamentals to learn one of the first circle spells, does that require a roll, or how does that work?
Nope. That can be what you learn for the day, is that spell.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of necromancy, isn't soon there going to be a giant necromantic thing going to happen? Whole graveyard's going to like
Not that any of your students know of. So, some shenanigans are certainly in the future, but that's meta knowledge. All right, then, for today, let's see. It looks like everybody's already chosen. Oh, no, not everybody. Okay, a few people have chosen the characters they're bringing out. So it looks like Francis is coming out today. Trumpy is coming out today. Kyleel is coming out. This morning is when Povin, the goblin, is expected to visit the White Owl Orphanage. So Povin is an expert alchemist and may be able to help you guys complete that potion you got the ingredients for, and may be able to help you in other ways too. The Skull Clubs are very excited because yesterday they went to the restaurant owned by Other Skull. They met Other Skull and played with Other Skull children, but also, and they keep making reference to this, they keep saying that they met some criminals. Raskin keeps saying, "I'm going to be a mob boss when I grow up." Apparently, the boss of a criminal syndicate was hanging out at the restaurant when they were visiting. Ooh, Reggie's coming out today. Cool.
Do we know what we're going to be doing today?
Yes, so Povin will be arriving. You guys can make use of that towards your... if you're continuing the project of trying to figure out what's up with the troll. As I said, Povin is an expert alchemist, and maybe he'll help you complete the troll bomb potion. Excuse me, just a moment. Okay, I'm back. If there is unanimous interest in doing something other than pursuing the troll issue, let me know.
I was asking because I was gonna maybe that might influence which characters people bring out. Yeah, I'm wondering if Zara's newfound talent of being able to sniff out magic would be useful to bring, or but it sounds like we have another means to deal with the troll, so I'll stick with Francis.
Zara's spell would be useful for finding the troll, since you don't know where the troll is.
Hmm. Okay. I will probably switch it up and bring her out.
Yeah, and now we have another problem about the unknown magic.
Yeah, that's the thing. Are you guys planning on confronting the troll today, or do you want to spend the day doing more research to figure out how to actually either push sappers the rest of the way into the troll or pull the piece of sappers out of the troll? Because you really only need Zara's spell when it's time to confront the troll.
I suppose it would benefit us to do some research first.
You got a lot of good information from the last session. On the other hand, you could use Zara's spell to do some scouting, see what the troll is up to, and try not to get seen by it. That might also help you make a plan.
I was under the impression that Papa is supposed to help with something, and then we were going to go out and confront the troll.
Povin was going to, you were going to ask Povin to help you with a potion formula that you got from Willica. That potion formula is basically it's like a sleep grenade, but it only works on trolls.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest obstacles still is the interaction of magics. Because it's a branch of magic that none of us even have a fathom of understanding.
There's a great commotion outside, and people are gasping and pointing, "Hey, look at that!" And then also retching and vomiting.
Oh, Povin's here.
Povin!
Don't forget to wipe your feet, Povin.
Out the window, you can see that Povin is riding on the goat that is shaped like a couch. It's one of the armrests of the couch has the goat's head sticking out of it. The bottom of it is just far too many goat legs. And Povin is flanked by two on each side, goblins that are carrying ceremonial-looking spears and are in kind of flamboyant-ish armor. And the spears have a red ribbon tied to the top of them, a mark that they are accepted under the agreement that they will be peaceful within the city. So the Crimson Guard has marked their weapons and saying that these weapons are allowed to be here because they have promised to not be violent with them. Povin is, after all, a diplomat.
Yeah. So if I milked the goat and I made ice cream out of it, would you eat it?
Who are you asking?
That sounds like a fun dare.
I mean, I guess if you like puking, you know.
Povin dismounts the goat, wipes his feet, and comes inside where Miss Mabel greets him and offers him a place at the table and food. That's her standard way of dealing with guests. Povin is, of course, happy to see you, greets you all. And unless you guys do anything, Povin is just going to be a diplomat and comment on the abode and make friends, basically.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I don't have this potion recipe that we are supposed to ask. So Ness is just having a great time with her, their best friend Povin.
Zara's definitely going to join in and just ask way too many questions about Povin to learn about them.
Povin is happy to answer questions.
Where do you work? What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is green.
Mine too.
I'm actually not sure what color Povin is. Do you know? Because Povin is from the Thordil goblins.
They're green.
Okay, yeah. So Povin is green.
Like, we do have a little bit of an interesting. We have this recipe here, and like show it off to Pavel about it. That we need to like concoct. Do you think you know ways of enhancing it, or do you think this is just good as it is?
Povin looks at the recipe and says, I mean, that's a mild sedative. It would certainly put a troll down for a little bit. Not for very long, mind you.
Do you know if you can increase the time on it or not?
Oh, certainly. Do you just want it to be sleepy, or do you want it to grow extra limbs?
I think just to be sleepy, for now.
Extra limbs would make it more problematic, is then it would have more districts.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Your mic got really low. What was that?
I'm just saying, we don't want it to have extra arms, because I feel like a troll with extra arms would be a bad thing.
I was like, oh yeah, okay. So it's not a friendly troll.
Well, it kind of is a friendly troll.
Oh. Huh? Interesting.
We want to make it unfriendly, but to do that we have to knock it out.
I mean, all trolls are inherently unfriendly, by default. So I'm just curious why you're knocking it out and not killing it.
Because it has a special magic in it that we need to extract, and if we kill it, it will just go away.
Oh, extracting thing. Okay. Needed to be alive to do the extraction. I understand.
Or insertion. We haven't decided yet. Because it has a little bit of someone else's magic in it. So we're either deciding to pull that magic out or put the rest of the person's magic into it.
Haven't decided yet. So you don't want one where it sleeps for a little bit and then dies.
No, we want it to sleep.
Just sleep. That's kind of boring. But alright. You are my friends and you help me out.
How about this? If you do this, I'll milk your goat and I will make you some ice cream from it.
Ice cream? What is this ice cream you speak of?
I guess kind of will go on an explanation of exactly what ice cream is.
His eyes become, like, exceptionally large and watery.
You got little anime eyes.
Their entire, like, sentience is predicated on the consumption of lactic acid. So, like, all milk products are just totally in their wheelhouse. Yeah.
I'll ask our caretaker if she has any spare ice cream right now to maybe to like sample it for him.
She does. She says, I was saving it for a special occasion, but this is special. This is special.
A diplomatic visit is the definition of special.
Absolutely. So Miss Mabel gets some ice cream out of the fridge, and Povin gets to have a taste. He doesn't like the flavors. It's like, flavoring is, you've made some choices here, but the underlying cream is excellent.
That's the best thing about this is you can add any flavor to it if you want. Imagine alchemical ice cream because you have to keep it chilled, so any of the ingredients that need to be cooled remain cooled. You can mix it into it.
You must teach me the process by which you alchemize this dessert.
I guess we can write out the recipe for it.
Yeah, do any of you remember the device that's used?
Well, Whoppy is not technically on the mischief, but Whoppy is still walking around with sappers, so I'm assuming Whoppy's still in the picture. And Whoppy memorized the blueprint, if you remember back then.
That's right. Okay.
Damn.
So Whoppy is going to... If Troppy's here, right?
Present.
Okay, so Whoppy's going to come up to you and say, Whoppy need Troppy to draw something. And then Whoppy is going to dictate the blueprint.
I have no artistry. This is going to go great.
Dictate the blueprint. While Povin is there...
Can I use taming on Whoppy, Dave? Can I use taming on Whoppy?
A question: does anyone in the party have technical writing?
Hell nah. I do not.
I had to ask. It's one of those
It is a
early
skill.
easy skills to get. So I just wanted to check to see if anybody had it.
Not on my end.
All right then. This is going to be an interesting test. Now, certainly Whompy's description of it will give you some pips to draw it.
Alright.
I've got a scholarship of 3. That's all I got.
Sure, you can technically read.
Hell yeah.
So... I'm going to... I want to make an argument that this is a performance from Wampi.
Yeah,
That Wampi
makes sense.
is showing off their fantastic memory, and that they they're doing this with Povin there, so Povin might be able to understand some things and go, "Oh, that's not what they said," or something.
I mean, that's basically what performers do, is they perform a script from memory. So yeah, that's good. That's performance. That makes sense.
Unfortunately, the performance was lacking.
But you've given a pip, so that's excellent.
All right, Dave. What is Trumpy rolling?
Artistry plus either focus or cunning. Take your pick.
Go with focus.
You got this.
Okay. You have drawn 2 concentric circles. Between the 2 is the words ice plus salt, and in the middle of the center is the word cream. And that is sufficient. Povin knows exactly what this is. It's like, I see. And then the little spinning thing goes through the inside. Yes, yes. There will almost certainly be a goblin ice cream invention in the near future. It will be horrifying to non-goblins, but yeah.
Do you have any flavors you thought of yet, Alvin?
What was that?
Flavors. What flavor? Have you thought of a flavor you wanted to make first?
He says, I have.
Oh, what is it?
Ears.
I was really hoping it was going to be something like spider cheese or something like that, you know.
No, the milk has to come from goats, he insists. But many different animals have different flavored ears.
What's your favorite?
He says, I have recently been studying the flavors of lizard ears. Interesting chemical compositions.
I guess you should bring up some of that over here once you're done making it.
He says, I will. Everybody else behind you, or like behind him, saying, no, don't encourage that. He's like, oh yeah, I'll do that.
Nest goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, that sounds delightful. I'd love to try it when you have it perfected."
Yes, right, Miss Maybell?
Miss Mabel, in her most diplomatic voice, which is actually, she's really good at blowing. So yeah, she totally says, of course. We would be honored to invite the diplomat to present their cuisine.
Wampi's bored, so Wampi's going to go, "I'm going to go talk to the staff man now," and walks back outside with it.
Can I roll my taming now or what?
What were you trying to tame Wampy with?
Taming.
Go for it. I'm cool with this. Don't know
I'm kidding.
how
I'm
we
kidding.
will do this mechanically, but
It's a contested roll, but I think your will is stronger than Trumpy's will.
Yeah.
could be fun. Could always roll terribly.
If I tame you, are you a part of my equipment? And I can I can equip and unequip Lumpy.
What quality is Wampy?
Obviously 10. Q10 gift right there.
Q10 gift, Wampy, no explanation.
So that grenade. You said you could upgrade it.
Yeah,
Yes.
popping up right there. Yeah.
So Povin has come up with his own formula. Unfortunately, Povin's notes are incomprehensible, but that's okay because Povin is going to mix the grenade for you. Povin says, I will come back this afternoon and have it ready for you. Or if you wish, you can accompany me to the school, but I need to use my laboratory to make it.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
Kind of a little excited because I'm also I'm a bit of a pharmacist myself. You know, I've done some stuff. I wouldn't mind learning.
Trumpy wants to go so badly, but already knows about the stink and is wondering what they're going to do about that. They're like,
I've heard about your library, Miss Mabel. Do you have something that I can cover my nose and stuff, so I'll be able to breathe into other unwelcome places?
Miss Maybell thinks about it as maybe if we put some perfume on like a bandana to put over your mouth and nose.
we'll get like a doctor's mask from the Renaissance period, you know. We just need a fake horse mask and then just stuff a bunch of flowers in the bottom. It's just a floppy little nose, you know, down there.
Gus goes, oh, come on, guys. It wasn't that bad.
Someone puked.
And it wasn't the same person. Yeah, that person has gone sick a couple times now.
I didn't even go in. It smelled from outside.
Look, you just have to put your mind to ignoring it. That's all I can say.
I guess
Go ahead.
the scented mask could work. Or if you know a way of being able to put a chemical on a mask to make it neutralize any kind of scent going through it, since you are a genius alchemist.
So he says, we used vinegar last time to neutralize that horrid smell that the bullies had dumped on me, but generally I'm not trying to neutralize smells. I'm trying to make sure I know exactly what chemicals are about.
Well, surely there are times where you have to clear the smell for new smells to come through. Like when you're done one project, sometimes if you want to do a different project, you don't want those to overlap so much.
Yeah, how do you reset?
But that's the key to efficiency. If you can get your projects to overlap in such a way that they enhance each other.
Talking to the wrong kind of alchemist.
I guess I'll just do the perfume thing.
Couldn't we also just kind of plug our nose? Maybe we can find some clothespins or something.
Can Nest make a leadership role to help people resist the
Yes.
effects? That's just
Absolutely.
like you've just got to swallow it and just ignore the smell.
Actually, since I know pharmacy and I'm a pharmacist, do we have anything planting yet? Or maybe I can make myself sort of like a little bushel of stuff to put like in the mask to be able to help increase the.
All right, you've got 4 successes there. So anybody who agrees to come with you, they will be able to apply the initial taxes from the horrible stench to those dice instead of their own stats.
Okay. Is there flower gardens here?
Yes, there's the garden that Miss Mabel has been planting sappers in at night. Currently, sappers is not in that garden, as Wampy has presumably taken sappers out to the park now.
Yes, that's what Swampy's basically doing today. Wampy also may be able to help with planting at some point after today.
Ooh.
I guess I'll ask Miss Mabel for permission to clip a few flowers to be able to make sort of like a scent to make like extractive scent to help it like for the cloth and stuff to make sure that I can like breathe through there.
Okay, she helps you pick out some nice ones that have good aroma. Is everybody going, or is the party splitting into two separate objectives right now?
Yeah, what are the objectives? Because I was going to bring Reggie out today, but if the objective is going to be to go after the troll, I think Mari is going to go after the troll. Because Reggie knows what trolls are, so he has no interest in chasing down a troll.
I don't think the objective today is to go confront the troll. I think the objective today is to be perfect so that we could go confront the troll first thing.
With
Okay.
higher chances of success for sure.
And Reggie
Kind of
will
a
come along.
complicated.
Reggie will come along to convince you all to not go after the troll.
Yeah, because
Excellent.
there's currently 3 parts. One part finished grenade. One part was to scout the potential area of the troll and find out what it's doing, and then one was to potentially go to the libraries and see if there was any more we can scrape about the unknown magics of the Moon King.
Okay, so I think that answers Kristen's earlier question about whether she should bring Francis or Zara.
Great. I will be bringing Francis.
Does that also answer your question, Ed?
Yeah, I think so.
Because yeah, even if we knock out the troll right now, we can't really extract anything or add anything.
It basically just be Wappy holding the staff and asking the staff to do something.
Reggie says, okay, so let's figure out the plan here. So we're going to build some grenades. We're going to learn a bunch about the staff. We're doing all the initial work. That's all really good. So we're super prepared. And then we go out into the woods and we find a troll. A special troll with superpowers or something. And then let's say we find it. What do we do then?
We knock it out and force the rest of the staff into it. We don't know how to do the last part.
Okay, so let's say that all works and we don't all die and it doesn't eat our face. And then we force the staff into it and it becomes a super troll.
I think
It becomes troll friend.
Yeah, I think whatever is in the staff probably will take the control of it.
The staff is like whatever's in it now has already made it non-aggressive.
Yeah, so more in it would cause more effects.
It would
What do
just make sappers into a wood troll.
Reggie shrugs and says, if someone shoved a staff into me, I'd be really upset.
It's a sentient staff.
Reggie says, I don't think that matters.
Also, we're not going to physically be shoving the staff into them.
Yeah, it's,
Well,
more,
because
it's
well,
what's
we
in the
might,
staff, right?
we might. Depends what you book nerds find.
Well, it's a wood troll, right? So this is just more wood.
Also, some of you may recall that as Zara cast the spell the previous day to check to see what direction the troll was in, and the troll was not out in the woods, but was somewhere under the city.
So there's a tunnel system in the city? Oh yeah,
An
there's that,
extensive one.
there's that giant hole in the city.
Is that the entrance to the tunnel system?
It's one of them.
Francis is like, I don't know much about wood, but I think when you hit wood with wood, it doesn't usually pierce.
But then again,
So
this
if our
But it's magic wood, and sappers told me that would work. Wappy says.
also it's unknown magic.
It is question marks magic. So right now we've got team going to school, which is going to be a mix of getting the grenades and maybe doing some more research. Is there a second team, or is everybody on team go to school?
Does anyone want to be team scouts?
Where's the scouting going to happen exactly? Like in the hole?
Well, if you can't find, like, you might be able to try to determine exactly where it is above ground, like locations also that underground, so that we could, if we could find maps or something, we can figure the easiest way to get there, that area.
Anything intellectually based, any intellectual puzzles, I'm going to reserve for Trumpy. Danger stuff, probably not as much.
Walpy does jokingly call you a coward as you go.
I have the virtue of cowardice, whatever that means, so yeah.
It may be useful for you guys to know how to get in and out of the Undercity.
Okay, can I start researching on like city records and stuff to try and find the structure of the underground system?
Yes. What does Trumpy have access to in terms of records?
Well, the library that the Applied Thaumaturgy Guild is letting me have access to.
Which would be at the Arcane University.
Yeah.
Okay, SAU's library does not have much in the way of what you would call civic information.
Yeah.
They have a lot of... Yeah.
I don't think I have access to that then.
Yeah, we'd have to ask Reggie. Is it Reggie that we'd have to ask for permission?
Reggie says, I have lots of civic information. What is it you want to know?
The undercity of the city.
Reggie looks at you and says, like the sewers?
Yeah.
I mean, they just kind of go under the roads for the most part. Sure, there's like little other bits that go out to the sea and stuff like that, but I mean, there's an entrance to the Undercity, he says with finger quotes, pretty much everywhere. My dad used to say there was alligators down there. I don't know what an alligator is, but apparently they're scary. Some sort of dragon-y type thing. I think he was just saying that to keep the kids out of the sewers.
Yeah. There's also now a troll in the sewers.
Reggie says, well, that solves it then. All the more reason to stay out of the sewers. Reggie also looks at you very, 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 very seriously and says, also, that's where Pooh goes.
We should be forced to do like a composure saving roll as children to not go ew.
I feel like that's mice will just automatically pass that.
Or just start laughing uncontrollably, right? Pooh is hilarious.
I think it's only would be like one of the 4 or 5 worst things I've smelled, so not that bad.
And that list will be growing today.
Reggie says, it's probably better than the alchemy lab, the goblin's alchemy.
That's because if you really think about it, the alchemy lab tastes.
Wow. I mean, you probably can taste the air in that place. That thing's probably fucking, ugh.
Smells quite sweet. You just have to change your perspective on things.
Anything's possible. You know, the moon fell not long ago.
Alrighty, so let's sort out who's going to be searching the sewers to find access to troll sign and or deeper levels, and who's going to be going to the university to retrieve stun grenades and the whatever other information you can find about pushing souls and using the forbidden question marks magic.
I'm not sure we should not do those one after the other, because having the stun grenade could be very useful. And then
Yeah.
things go wrong.
So everybody's sticking
Yeah.
together?
Yeah, actually thinking about it, I think I'm going to pull Kyle. I'm gonna swap it for Kyle Elros, because we have an alchemist now to be able to make the potion. So Khalil is not as useful as much, but Elros does have a connection with his mentor in the wizard school, so he might be able to get deeper information about like that unknown magic.
Okay.
This is like character swapping like crazy. Wait, are we planning to confront the troll
We are
potentially
not planning
today?
to confront the troll, but if we go down into the sewers, we don't know what we're going to find. So having a stun grenade with us might be useful.
Yeah, I was holding off on. That's kind of where this session was going. Initially, I was holding off on playing Mina because she has explosives on board, and we would probably want that next time. But if we're going to be walking around with...
We are not planning on confronting the troll, but if we're going to be scouting inside the sewers, like, we don't know what we will find.
Yeah, I say we focus on gathering all the supplies before we head to the sewer. Also, down with that.
Troy, did you see that Mina's secret shipyard is available in the private tutors section?
I did not, so I assumed she'd be doing that now. But also, if I needed to do stuff this time round, I would have switched her out. But I assume that's where she is currently.
Okay. Yeah, just if you want to read what's available there, that's in there.
Yeah, I'll read through that for her now. And I'm assuming we're doing stuff later, so I'll plan on playing her next session. But I was just checking on that, so I'm not going to change anything on my side.
All right then. So everybody is going to the school, and we have probably a good idea as to which characters are actually coming. Fortunately, all the character swapping happened when you were still at the orphanage, so off we go now on the adventure. The first part of this is pretty straightforward. Some number of you go up with Povin to Povin's room and retrieve the sleep grenades, which Povin makes for you. So for the rest of you, while you're at the school, what would you like to be doing?
I guess trying to research our path forward as Trumpy, or if anyone can figure out another place for me to apply my intellect, I'd be happy to assist.
Okay.
In intellectual challenges.
One of the key things that you guys do not have an answer to yet is how to actually do the push to get Sapper's soul the rest of the way out of the staff into the body of the troll.
Okay. Where do we even start with that?
So what you know so far is that there was an effort to research this by some elves a long time ago. And in the process of researching it, they did some very evil things. And one of them was punished and became sappers as a result of that punishment.
So, do we know who did the punishment precisely?
The credit is gone to Pelladia, but a visit to the moon has indicated that it may have actually just been a spell gone wrong, because Pelladia was using some what they called Inuite magic, which is magic from the moon Inui, which is ruled by the Moon King, who is a alien from beyond time and space.
If I were stuck in a staff, says Reggie, either by accident or especially by force, and then I was released into a gigantic face-eating troll, I might be angry.
Or happy that you're not a stick anymore.
I mean, I might also be happy that I'm not a stick anymore.
Yeah. Elros was go look for Cam to talk to his mentor.
Gee.
All right, Cam is there.
Yeah, like, I'm looking to do some more extra research, get a one-up and explore things that haven't been explored more, especially when it comes to like crafting and stuff. And I had a friend who was using the toolkit, and they found signatures of question mark magics on something. And I was hoping if I could find a way to maybe get a secret tutoring or something of some books that might be in the back to further understand it. Maybe apply it to crafting.
All right, so Cam says, I'm gonna help you the best way I can. Whenever you see question marks come up on the toolkit, it's a really good idea to go get an adult. That stuff is dangerous and unpredictable, and there's a reason why the toolkit highlights it that way.
Well, you're an adult.
I am. So what is it that gave you those results?
The staff that was Miss Mabel's.
Oh, that. Okay. All right. That's not as worrying then. I've seen that too. And maybe at some point in its history, it had some interactions with some of those weird energies, but it has behaved perfectly for as long as she's had it, and supposedly on record for as long as it's existed as an artifact.
Yes. Apparently part of it is in a troll, so we're trying to figure ways of either pulling that part out of the troll or putting the rest of the staff into the troll. So that's why I was going down the alley of looking for more information about the unknown entity part of it, because it might be messing up the other parts that are like causing it to be a stick in the first place.
Reggie says, I can absolutely tell you with 100% certainty, not being a magic person or knowing anything about that, but knowing something about trolls. Whatever is in that troll that's making it not act like a troll, you do not want to pull that out, especially if we're anywhere near the troll.
Yeah, well, apparently the stick said it wanted to be all the way inside the troll. That's what Wampy said. Wampy, right? It was Wampy.
All right, so if I can interpret this right, it sounds like what you want to do is you want to merge the energies that make Miss Mabel's staff function with the troll body. That part of it has already merged, and you just want to merge the rest of it in there so that Miss Mabel has full control over this troll. Is that right?
Yes, or whatever is inside the staff, because there's a person inside the staff.
There's a person in the staff. That's weird.
Yeah, I guess he'll like give a little detail, like a explanation of exactly what the staff is. Because it'll definitely help them with the thing.
Well, if it's a person and not just magical energies, I may not be the best scholar for the task, but let's go ask around with the faculty, see if we can find somebody that has some knowledge on this.
All right.
So he's going to take you for a little walk to go talk to some of the other teachers.
If we could backtrack just a little bit, or maybe this could be happening simultaneously, it's up to you. I want Ness to have stayed up with Povin in the room. Again, gain more of Povin's trust, but to ask Povin. Now, obviously, this is far outside your realm of expertise, but we have a situation with a magical staff that has, like, question mark magic associated with it. And I was just wondering, in your capacity here as a diplomat or um and student, presumably, if you've met somebody or know somebody who would be able to help with this.
It takes Povin a few questions out of you to narrow down what exactly you're talking about, because Povin has not yet used the toolkit and doesn't know what the question marks are or mean. But eventually figures out as this is far realm magic.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Povin says, "Yeah, I mean, I've never used far realm magic, but there's an entire sect of far realm magic users on the moon. I passed by them on my way here because we use the moon gates for to transfer the diplomats here, given the dangers of traveling during a war. And yeah, there was a whole sect of druids on the moon that were essentially worshipping a creature from the far realm who calls itself the Moon King."
I was just more or less wondering if you knew somebody who was here or could come here so that we could talk to them about it, because it's not dangerous. This isn't like the wild stuff, but we have a magic staff, and part of it is broken off in the mind of a troll, and we need to merge them back together.
That's why you're not gonna. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Getting all the pieces together.
Yeah. Sorry, it must have been very confusing for you for children to ask you to help them knock out a troll.
Yes. Well, I suppose I could go back to the moon. I'm a diplomat, so I'm allowed.
Would you be able to help us find the? I know we've asked a lot of you, but would you be able to help us find out how to merge these things together? I could come as like a representative if that would be okay. I don't know how the moon gate really works.
Nobody knows how it really works. But the rules are pretty straightforward. The Moon King doesn't want the moon gates used for the transportation of armies, so he's limited it to diplomats. No soldiers, no weapons, diplomats, and information only. Of course, information can be a weapon, and so that is exactly what everyone is doing right now, is trying to weaponize information and move it through the moon.
Well, I
can do this. I need something to help me justify this to my people.
okay.
Because it means I'll be away from the school and not doing my job, which is to learn as much as I can about these new human and elven developed magics. I suppose I will be learning about another kind of magic.
You would be. Ooh, I'm just trying to think of how I can frame nest as more important than nest is. You know, our orphanage is very very important here in Celebre. The Celebre Guard the Crimson Guard was here to and protecting us, and we have some significant status to them. Um, as a as an orphanage, they've taken a very special interest in us as orphans, and you would be helping us, and that will not be forgotten. If possible, I don't know if I kind of have advantage in this, but Nest does have the trait propaganda tool.
Oh.
Because they are very much representative of what this Libra government wants, essentially.
Okay. Yeah. And what they want, is they want to be able to show to their soldiers, your kids will be safe while you're off fighting.
Yeah,
Athos.
pretty much, because Nest lost both their parents in the Aptian War, they were mercenaries for Celebre, and Nest is pretty big fan of Celebre and is clearly being taken care of.
All the posters that say "We take care of our own" that show, a child with a crimson guard kneeling down, hand on his shoulder. Off in the distance, the like shadowy images of their family are like up in the clouds. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Nest is. So I'm going to lead on that. Like the Sleeper government, the Crimson Guard, they've taken really strong interest in their orphanage. I've been in some of their posters around town. So you would be helping foster positive relations with Celebre by helping us, the orphans. We're not just a normal orphanage here.
The calculus of that works out very well. This will be a fine mixture.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this.
All right, so Povin is going to take a little trip to the moon. Can't take you with him.
Unfortunate. Nest would love to see the moon.
All right, so Povin is off to go try to recover that bit of information. Povin is going to have a grand adventure too.
Povin is like the MVP of this session.
Yeah, we'll see.
I knew I stayed in that goat room for a reason.
All right, but before leaving, Povin does give you the grenades. So you do have the sleep grenades are at your disposal. If anyone else wanted to do any research, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to move to the end result of Cam canvassing the teachers.
Would there be any benefit to researching anything else, like troll detainment, or I'm just trying to think of like what happens if, for whatever reason, the sleep grenades don't work, or we need to figure out how to contain the troll.
Actually, last session, you guys learned that trolls are weak to fire and acid. That both of those inhibit their regenerative abilities. One of the things that makes trolls so difficult to bring down is that they regenerate injuries. They heal from injuries at an incredibly rapid rate. Troll autopsies are challenging because the skin will heal the cut as you're cutting. And then the troll gets up and beats you to death.
Okay, so we need a flamethrower.
There's a group of trolls in the Troll Mountains that have a habit, actually it's sort of a cultural custom, of cutting off one of their fingers before they go into a fight and leaving it hidden somewhere so that if they die, they'll regenerate from the severed finger.
I wonder if you can make a diluted acid. They could, after we knock it unconscious, inject it into the troll to inhibit it, not kill it, but inhabit in slow its healing process, so that we'll
Inhibit it. Inhibit it.
Yeah,
That's not an
Basically, troll anesthesia.
Reggie says injecting another creature with acid, even if it's to inhibit, it just seems like it crosses a line. I think. It says another fun fact is the trolls in the Troll Mountains aren't true trolls, or they are true trolls, and the regular trolls aren't true trolls. It depends on what you mean a true troll is. We don't have those trolls down here. Those trolls organize. They're something else. Cerebran trolls are solitary creatures, for the most part.
well, it's a lot easier than you trying to inject them with diluted fire.
Usually when you encounter trolls, you don't want to inhibit their healing, you just want them to die. Which, you want to inhibit all of their healing and breathing and just being around.
But that's not our point for this whole thing.
So putting all the puzzle pieces together that we have so far, we've got sleep grenade. We're going to try and knock it out. Then we need to figure out how to get the staff to transfer whatever's in the staff into the troll.
Or the opposite. Either is fine.
Transfer the troll into the staff.
We'll transfer the thing of the staff back into the staff. The magical element that's like broken off of the troll. Either way works. At least that's what we think.
Got it. And so there's part of the is part of the staff in the troll currently.
Yes.
Part of Sapper's spirit is in the troll. It wasn't like a physical piece that broke off of the staff. It's a piece of Sapper's spirit was attempting to use magic on the troll and got stuck inside it. So Sapper's is not currently whole.
Got it. And that's going to require some sort of magical intervention to get Sapper's soul out.
Yes. Or the rest of the way in, as has been discussed. Both options seem to be on the table right now.
Do we have the knowledge for that yet, or should we
That's
research
what we're trying
on
to
it?
find. That's what Cam is helping us with. That's what Povin's helping us with.
Well, at least we can
Okay,
see.
Cam can probably give us that answer.
Yeah, at least we can see what's not on the table.
Cool.
Yeah. So Cam comes back from his canvassing of the teachers and says, "Okay, kids, so the general consensus among everyone is that you definitely shouldn't be doing this. But I understand that this is Miss Mabel's staff, and it's never done anything really bad. So I did come up with one lead. There is a lich, and I know that sounds scary, but it's actually a really nice guy. He just happens to be thousands of years old, so the only way he's still alive is by becoming a lich. But this lich has been hanging out in Nanar, but is not an elf, is actually a human. And we might be able to get in touch and maybe talk a little bit about the nature of this style of magic. Apparently, he has a lot of experience with it.
Excellent. When can we get to talk to him?
That is a great question. I've sent out some whisper spells to some mages, basically trying to get in touch with any of the Inarian high-ups to pass a message along. I don't have a lot of direct contact with them, so yeah, it's a bit above my pay grade, but I'm doing my best.
I imagine Ness comes back. Group goes, well, Povin is also going to the moon to see if they can talk to one of the druids on the moon and get information for us. I gave Povin the full details.
Says, I mean, druid magic is real. It's not scientific. It's very wishy-washy, but it works. So, I mean, that is the ultimate judgment of magic, is whether or not it works. Cam would be happier to have a scientific answer, but yeah.
He doesn't like vibes-based magic.
It's because how are you gonna, invent
Replicate
something
it.
and replicate it, right? It's
Well, when we encounter it, would you want to come with me and make a scientific breakthrough on this if we are able to do it?
says, you should definitely not do it, and also have adult supervision when inevitably you break the rules and do.
So do you want to do this now or later?
So do you want to be the adult? We've already got one adult with us. We can have more adults.
Kim says, yeah. Before you go, definitely come get me. I still need to get in touch with this lich to find out what I can find. But yeah, don't go doing this alone. Come get me first.
Okay. You can also, I guess you can do the whisper to me if you need to.
Who's the other adult? Kim asks.
Cam.
Uh,
No, not the sheriff.
the sheriff.
Oh, okay,
From
good.
Oakray.
Which is funny because they're both my mentors.
And Wampy said that the sheriff would defer to magic people, so. But the sheriff's there to protect us.
Okay, good. The sheriff knows what he's doing in a fight, so that'll be good.
Reggie says, I'm 14, and under certain legal jurisdictions, I'm technically considered an adult under certain legislation. It depends on the context.
Cam says,
That goes, wait, we're adults?
Cam says, you are currently in the city of Celebre, and in particular, you are currently in the Celebran Arcane University. You are a child.
Says, yes, but out in the woods, you see.
Different jurisdiction, right?
All right. I think that wraps up what you guys are doing at the university, unless somebody else wanted to do anything. You've got 2 leads that are coming in, hopefully by the end of the day. You've got the equipment that you needed. The only thing left is to actually scout out the sewers and get sort of a lay of the land.
Can I justify using survival in this endeavor, or would scholarship still be better?
Survival would be really good for actually,
Getting through it.
exploring the sewers themselves, yeah.
I also have an exploration I have a survival of 1 and exploration of 1.
Yeah,
I have
those are really good in-situation skills to have. Not necessarily in the library skills, but when you're actually out there in the sewers, those are good skills to have.
I pretty much got a really scholarship-focused character right now, so if there's any other information people need assistance researching.
So, my suggestion is we go pick up the sheriff when we go scout the sewers. So that, we go hey, we're not going to we're not confronting the troll here. That's not happening. We're still doing research on the magic and stuff. But we want to know what it's like because none of us have been there. And then, go and basically scout out our path down, basically from where, who was it with the, who found where the troll was?
Leica, right?
Was it?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Or was it Zara? It was Zara.
Zara.
Zara
right.
invented the
Zara.
spell. Yeah.
Yeah. So we know roughly like where the troll kind of is. So we'll basically scout the path down there. Right?
Okay.
That's what I'm understanding. This is what we want to do.
Yeah, I'm planning on bringing Zara when we do finally go, so that we can use her as a homing beacon if we need to.
Yeah. But we're basically scouting out the path while we wait for the magic people to come in with information.
Alrighty. Let's have some exploration rolls. Anybody who wants to do scholarship rolls ahead of time to look up charts may do so. If you're doing those rolls in the university, there's no bonuses. But if you're doing those rolls in the record offices of either the Thieves Guild or the Rights and Properties Guild, those records give you a 2 success bonus.
May I be allowed to accompany someone in either of those libraries?
I can go check on the. We're looking for sewers and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can go check in the Rights and Properties Guild. I'll just go check the city records. Basically, they're public.
Yep. I don't
Are
think
we
there's any
able
problem
to
with you
assist-
escorting Jackie's character.
Okay. Yeah. Reggie says, "Come with me."
That's
Yeah,
just going to go as well for this.
Francis is as well.
I'll say the city's seen better days, so I mean these are technically the idea of what the sewers should look like. What they actually look like, I kind of look over at the gigantic collapsed part of the city section that's constantly cold. I say, things may vary, but this is a good idea of what it's supposed to.
Yeah, there's also the giant hole as well, where the original university used to be, and lots of burned down buildings. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Which is why it might be good that you've got some people with high scholarship ready to look at these maps.
I could use some assistance with the scholarship because Reggie's not the most. He's no Mari.
These aren't the books that Nest is used to, but Nest found something.
And Trumpy
What was the
loves
bonus?
this shit, so.
Oh wait, hang on. This is scholarship plus focus, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And what was the bonus for being at the Rights and Properties Guild?
The end result will have an extra 2 successes.
Per person?
No, just in total.
God damn.
It is sort of what you'd expect for magic people looking over historical blueprints of record.
It is. It kind of makes sense that Reggie
I
got...
know how to use an index, but the stuff on the page doesn't make sense.
Francis did as good as Reggie, though.
So let's see, we got 7 successes plus 2 extra from being there, which is nice.
Which means total of 9 successes. All right. So, it definitely seems like there's something missing that you guys could find out if you dug a little deeper, but the records here aren't showing it. You're going to have to go in person. But let's go through the sequence of what you do find out. So first of all, the 2 free successes, you find out there are sewers and here are their entrances, or at least where the entrances are intended to be. And there's not a lot of reason to doubt those. At the sort of second layer, you see that there are these plans to have the sewage from the city use rainwater as a sort of flowing mechanism to collect and push liquid waste and debris out towards specific places off to the sides of the harbor that it would be the sort of dumping ground for that kind of stuff. But for solid waste, that is not always going to do the trick. And so there are also access points that are meant for laborers to go down and basically shovel stuff out of the way. It's one of the worst jobs in the city, but it's a thing that has to be done to keep everything working. So all of the sewers are sized for people to be walking through. The areas that are meant to have liquid, like water flowing through them, have walkways that are raised on the sides, so you don't have to be stepping in the stuff. But then you guys dig a little deeper and find that it's not just that the city was damaged, it's that the city is old. And there are a lot of old buildings that the sewers were kind of built on top of or forced through. A lot of stuff that kind of sank into the ground and then got paved over and then dug up again. There's reports from when the sewers were being built that they had to go around buildings that seemed to just be underground for no reason. So this city is over 10,000 years old. There's a lot down there. And so the maps of the sewers may not have actually been able to be built the way that the maps are laid out. But on top of that, it seems like some of the explorers of those sewers, and trying to notate the differences that they had to make and changes, had to shore up the floors because there was another sewer system under it. No word on whether there's another system under that. And then you find out that the collapse of the cold area damaged some stuff on the surface level, but the vanishing of the Wizard's Tower, the original university, left a giant hole that revealed that there were a lot of layers going down. It looks like a lot of them were actually like secret tunnels leading out of the old university to places unknown. Some of them may have been for the storage of illicit things that they weren't allowed to have in the university, but they were keeping down there. Some of them may have been escape tunnels. And all of that intersects with the giant maze of mush and crushed buildings and forgotten layers of this 10,000 plus year old settlement. Like I said, it does seem like you're on the verge of finding something else that might be further down, but you'd have to go exploring to find it. The maps are insufficient for you to discover what this thing is that is tantalizingly just out of reach.
Okay, I have a question. I would like to do a comparative analysis where I take tracing paper and overlay different layers of different maps and try to estimate where I think there's going to be discrepancies or interesting paths. Is that doable?
Okay.
And what do I even roll for that?
Well, the rolls are already done, but you compile that, so you have some marks on your map of like likely discrepancy areas that you could go explore and check out.
Excellent.
The biggest discrepancy areas are the areas surrounding the old school crater and the damage from the ice attack.
If there's a common job to walk through these sewers, surely the equipment is somewhat accessible. I think I'd like to get that for us so we don't take composure damage walking through the sewers.
And believe it or not, no one thinks that stuff is worth guarding, because no one wants that job.
Hell yeah. We got our shit-kicking boots now.
It is, of course, all sized for adults, so you look.
If there's halflings, we're good.
All right, you get some halfling-sized outfits, and dwarf-sized outfits. There's some of those too.
Yeah. Also, grab a couple of the adult ones because I don't want to make the sheriff walk through shit either.
Yeah, Cam will definitely appreciate that as well.
Grab like 3 just in case we pick up another adult along the way.
Now, one of the spots that you've marked on your map, Jackie, does correspond with roughly where Zara's spell kind of indicated that the troll was at the time that she cast it.
Okay, and then did we have a general sense of the direction it was going?
No, you don't. You know where it was, you don't know where it was going. Or even if it was going anywhere, it may have just been sitting there. You did not follow it, you just observed that it was not actually outside the gates in the forest, but was inside the city and down in the sewers.
So we're in the city. Is it under then? Currently.
So roughly in the middle of the city, about like half a mile north from the giant pit that used to be the old university.
Okay. Is there easy access points to that area, or do we have to go through the
There's easy access points to the sewer, but you don't. From there, you don't know. That's just a location that has a high probability of a discrepancy based on the overlapping maps.
Okay.
Well, there's one way to figure out what this discrepancy is.
I just hope it's not like accidentally some shrine to some dark god.
That's why I'm going to suggest we get the sheriff for this.
The
Yeah,
sheriff
because a
takes
small town sheriff is equipped to deal with that shit.
the sheriff takes a look at the suit you want him to put on to go mucking through the sewers, and he goes, "Well, at least you found me the suit." Doesn't look thrilled, but it's what he signed up for, so no ability to complain.
We're just scouting this. We want to be prepared. Isn't that what you were teaching us?
Yup.
Most begrudging yup in the world I've ever heard.
Also taught you not to poop where you eat, but apparently city folk don't understand that.
Yeah. Also, hey, I guess it's now the worst place I made you jump into.
Sheriff, there's not an open field to shit in for miles.
Yeah, alright. Let's go see how these city folk handle it.
And while we're out of the way, while we're walking out of the way, I'll test his reflexes with an apple.
He catches it, of course.
We're taking the sheriff down in the sewers with us.
Yes.
This is like Andy Griffith fights the dragon.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, or like what was it? That one, the farmer, during our last like weird event with the Nagus.
Oh, Bill? Bill's good though. Bill is like, I mean,
Hey, this small town sheriff is good too.
Alright, so you climb down the ladder, and you are now in the very stinky, but not as stinky as a Goblin's Workshop sewer.
Man, that workshop must have been so fucking rank. Ugh.
I'll need a success on an exploration check for you to not be lost, and 2 successes to find what you're looking for.
Exploration of what?
Probably perception.
I'm going to make a leadership roll for this, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just get everybody pep talk like, hey, it's not even that bad down here.
do we get any pips for the maps that we brought
Oh
in?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got 9 successes total in getting that map together. So, yeah, 9 pips for your exploration checks.
That assume that doesn't apply to my leadership role. That's 2 successes on my leadership roll.
Cool.
So we're P9?
Yeah.
Yeah, P9.
So 9 successes, 9 pips is going to make that 1 die I'm rolling a guaranteed success.
Guaranteed success, yeah.
I crushed it.
You have a team of scholars that have all studied the maps. So, yeah. You're only going to start having problems when the maps are no longer actually telling you information.
Oh yeah, Jackie got 007.
All right, you've come upon the discrepancy location that you were concerned about. And what you see is in the middle of the sewer is the top of a church steeple.
Oh no, I was right.
The sewer just kind of has been built to flow around it. It's up high enough that it's that the water's not going to spill into it. But there is an opening there. There's a place where a bell used to be, and an abnormally not rusted chain. A chain that really should be just rust, if it's been here as long as you think it has, goes down into the church below.
So I was like kidding about a temple to a dark god, but
Hey, you can't tell what denomination from just the steeple, because that's the only thing sticking out of the floor of the sewer.
well, I made a joke about it being a temple, so I'd hate to be if I was actually right. So I'm sorry, Cam, if I accidentally got us into a cult of dark evil.
Well, Cam is not with you. Cam is off trying to get in touch with the Lich.
Oh, not Cam. I meant I was the sheriff. What's the sheriff's name?
Oh, what is the sheriff's name? He has a name.
Because I only have him as sheriff under my mentors, and apparently with a C. I don't know why I spelled it Cherriff.
It's actually Cher, from Sonny and Cher.
Oh, Gorum. His name is Gorum. Gorom. Gorum gives the chain a few hefts. Says, seems solid to me. Hold on a sec, kids. I'm going to go check it out. Gorum goes down, and then after a moment he says, "It's dark down here."
Catch, and I'll jump down.
Fortunately, he does have extremely good reflexes, and he does catch you. But it is very dark down there.
Doesn't he glow from the moss he ate a while ago?
Did anyone bring any of the moss lanterns?
No, I'm saying doesn't. Oh wait, who's with us? Not Glove. Never mind.
Glep threw that up right away.
Oh. Oh, that's right. He wanted to glow and then ate it, and then that did not work out the way he had hoped.
I forget. Do elves have better eyesight?
I feel like it's reasonable that we'd have brought some light. I don't think we have brought the moss light. But we're going into sewers. I think that's a reasonable thing that the sheriff would have insisted on us bringing.
Wouldn't that be part of the equipment from the cleaners?
Yeah, the cleaners would definitely have.
The cleaners have lanterns, yeah.
Flashback moment, grabbing a bunch of lanterns.
Along with stinky boots.
You light up some of the covered lanterns, and they reveal the inside of a ruined church to some long-forgotten religion. The furniture is just gone. It has turned to dust, and that dust is just, you leave footprints in the floor. But the stonework is immaculate, and the bits that they reinforced with metal are some kind of steel that doesn't rust.
Is there any kind of language in this? Like, is there any of the statues have any names or anything?
They do, but they're in languages that I don't think any of you guys speak.
Yeah, I only speak Elvish and whatever the other
There's some resemblance to Elvish here, but it's like some kind of ancient formal Elvish that is so different from the Elvish you speak and write that it doesn't make any sense to you.
Okay, I guess I'll start like pulling a book and quill, and I'll like scribble some of it down, just so I can bring it back while everyone else is doing more exploring.
It's like the difference between like English and like Gaelic.
Or English and like high like old German, you know?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's a relationship, but it's far away.
Most people in Celebre speak Elven, even humans, but they don't speak necessarily High Elven or Formal Elven.
It's probably like Pigeon Elven, really.
Yeah, and this is 10,000-year-old Elven.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, Ancient Elven's a totally different thing, but yeah, 10,000-year-old Elven's not that different than modern High Elven because elves live a long time, but
it's the equivalent of like a 1,000-year difference for English.
Yeah.
Some kids with a basic mastery of like how do I order a sandwich are probably not going to be able to translate thousand years.
Right. Unless you happen to have the talent, their talents for ancient languages and polyglot and other things, but I don't think anybody has that. If you do, let me know.
Come on, 1,000-year-old English isn't so bad. You guys can read that, right?
It's got letters in it I don't even know the sounds of.
Yeah, man. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Well,
So that-
if I don't know the 1,000-year-old language, someone in the school might learn it.
This would be pre-Norman invasion English, so like
Really fucking old, aka
Yeah, bro.
extremely old.
basically, yeah.
So one of the most interesting things here is that the church does have a door. It's not completely locked out, and the door leads somewhere, but that somewhere is underground.
Yes, Celebran Elven is phonetic, so it's relatively easy to learn. High Elven is not phonetic. It's more similar to Chinese, and so if you're reading old Elven in a logophoric language, you're basically fucked if you don't know it. Like this, you can't sound it out, or yeah.
Yeah. You want
Why?
to
Chinese is okay. I mean, you're
I'm
basically
talking about literacy, though.
yeah. Ancient Chinese is fine. I mean, like you can kind of it hasn't changed much in a long time, but like
Yeah,
you can
rocking
muddle
the
through
favorites. They're rocking the faves, you know.
it. Like at least like logophorically, it hasn't changed too much, but.
I do love, like, in Chinese, for, like, a computer, it's something like electric brain or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, from their perspective, they just see it as like it's just DM now. There's no. But yeah, it is lightning brain.
Yeah, lightning brain, there you go.
Yeah, is there anything else of note in this church that we can currently see?
Not in the church, but there is an exit, and the sheriff is right now heading towards it to just see what he can see outside.
Do I recognize any of the symbology from this? Like, is it used anywhere else around Celebre? Like, I mean, if there are religious symbols or any sort of other symbols that are still used or similar to ones that are still used?
There are some like loose similarities to like general like figures of people with hands reaching up. It's like symbols of charity, basically. It doesn't seem like an evil play. You don't see like devil horns on anyone or anything. It just generally seems to be the kind of statuary that you see in places that are trying to inspire people to, like, hey, you're in a nice, comfortable spot. Yeah.
Reggie knows a little bit about history, and he says, this is very old. That's all I said.
Nest will go. Then why isn't the steel rusty to pay it study the steel a little bit? I guess.
It's like a mithril chain.
Yeah, Reggie says that's an excellent question, but this is ancient, like super ancient, very very ancient. The elves haven't had gods in a very long time.
That's because wait, the elves had gods.
We had gods.
Reggie says, she shrugs and he says, at some point, I don't know, there's some sort of there was some sort of thing, and then there was like a schism or something, and then the gods were locked away or got rid of, or people stopped believing them, or whatever. I don't know the details. He points at his ears.
Well, I didn't vote for them.
Outside the church, it's basically a cave, but it's very low ceiling, very wide walls, and it goes a short way, and then there's a very sudden sort of break down at a 45-degree angle, and the ceiling kind of gets a little higher as it goes out, and there are other buildings, but those buildings are also at 45-degree angles. It looks almost like this is a lower level shelf that got pushed up by some kind of tectonic force underneath the world. This world, by the way, does not have tectonic plates, so it's probably magic or something that did it, but that's an academic study thing. Mostly what you're seeing is that this church is from an older layer that got pushed up by some kind of shift underneath. And a little ways down this slant, everything kind of collapses into rubble. But there are two other buildings that can be accessed within this cavern.
How close are we to where the troll was last seen?
Pretty much on top of it.
Well, if we're pretty much on top of it, do we know if it's up or down from here? Or
You don't know, but you're sort of feeling from the spell, well, it wasn't your feeling, but Zara's feeling from the spell kind of puts it around here. So if you go too far down, you're probably going past it. You've probably gone down enough.
so we're basically on the right level, so we know the path.
Yep.
Yeah. What are the other two buildings that are not collapsed?
One of them seems to have been some kind of place of business. There are, counters, and there's clearly a divide on the inside. You'd have to go in to fully explore it, but it has sort of the same kind of layout you'd expect of a bank, where, the customers come in the door and there's one space, and then there's counters completely sealing the wall, and on the other side is another space. The other building looks to have been some kind of possibly a food preparation thing. There's multiple fireplaces closer together than they would need to be for warmth. And there is a pit in the middle of it that looks like it might have at one point been a well. And it goes further down below this level. Hey,
I guess the bank might be a good place to explore.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
The bank to explore.
Okay. So, going inside, it's basically a stone building, but the center of the building is divided by this long counter. You see indications in the stone where things at one point were bolted in to the stone, possibly supports for something. Excuse me, something that would be in the way. Security of some sort. There's places where it looks like there were once rooms off to the side that are now just fallen into stone rubble. You do not see the shiny ageless metal here. There's just like whatever was being screwed into the stone on the counters is become rust and then dust and is gone. You can leap over the counters quite easily because of that, as the security that was once there no longer protects it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just a moment. I have a misbehaving cat. Hey. No. You're done. Come on, get out of there. Out. Come on. There we go. You are going to wait out there. Okay, I'm back. And on the other side of the counter, you do find an entrance to what may have once been a vault.
I'm guessing that there's nothing there.
There's one thing there. It's a bit odd. It's like somebody piled bits of, like, cobblestone from the streets and shingles from the roofs of houses into the shape of a humanoid. And at the places where there would be feet are small, well, not so, they're amber orbs, the size of a person's head.
Okay. Well, we found where the troll has been.
I guess I'll go check out the statue.
No, Ness is going to try and pull you back. We aren't confronting it without the magic people.
The troll is not here, but this is definitely... These are the things that were in its nest. Its left and right hands, its left and right feet, have been attached to a humanoid shape that is a pile of stuff from the city. Shards of glass from broken windows. It looks like just bits of cityness have been ripped up and put into this pile in a roughly humanoid shape.
When we met it the first time, it was very protective of its nest.
I'm guessing the eggs haven't changed yet at all.
Sorry, what was your question?
The eggs, those weird-looking eggs with things in them.
They do not appear to have changed. They've been placed in the places that they would be if this was going to be some kind of golem construction. There is some stuff here. If you want to examine it more closely, you will definitely need to make a check on that.
Okay, I won't touch it. I'll just get real close to examine and see exactly what it's doing here. Because then if it does more stuff here, when we get back, it'll be easier.
Alright, make an investigation plus cunning check. See if you can figure out what's going on. Anyone is welcome to make this check.
What are the skills for the check?
Investigation plus cunning. You're going to try to Sherlock Holmes this situation.
Out of curiosity, are we doing that within the room? Do we have to go in the room to do that?
You do, yes.
In that case, I don't think Ness does that check.
Okay.
Reggie is not going into the room.
Nest is with Reggie on this. Going in the room without hearing from the magic people is a bad idea.
So is it just Elros that does it?
Is Ross doing it still?
What was it?
Are you still planning on doing the investigation?
Yeah.
I think that Francis might join, but I wanted to check on something first. I have, I think it's because of my lineage, um, gift of avoiding notice. Which is kind of like a Q2 thing. I guess I suppose I don't know if that's necessary right now, but I'm wondering if I can apply that here just to like be a little bit more sneaky.
I mean, at the moment, there's nothing to avoid the attention of.
Okay. In that case, Francis is going to help with the investigation.
Okay.
Oh God. Not much.
All right. Tice, for your one success, you do notice that there are footsteps or footprints in the dust in the room, and they're not just.
I don't think Tice rolled yet.
Oh, that's not his roll?
No, I did. I got 2. I got rolled 2 dice. I got 1 success.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Never mind.
Yeah, so there are footprints in the room that you didn't leave and are not the distinctive branches scraping footprints of the troll. There's some other kind of footprint in the dust.
I guess I'll point that out. I'll get the camp Gorm to come check it out as well, since he's a bit of a more better tracker.
He looks at them and he says, "Oh, that ain't good. I ain't seen those for a while. Those are troll mountain trolls. Yeah, we need to get out of here right now." He quickly ushers you kids back, gets you guys climbing up the chain up out of the church and into the sewers again.
Ness is going to ask, do wood trolls become troll mountain trolls?
No, they do not. The troll mountain trolls work together. This is bad news.
Any idea why they would be creating some sort of like effigy to the other troll?
No idea.
Reggie says, you can ask Mari about it, but she was talking about trolls at some point, and, and from my understanding, like, I know they're different, but, like, they're technically not the same thing. Like, trolls are some sort of elemental, but troll mountain trolls are they're some kind of a creature. They share a lot of properties, but so they get mixed up a lot.
A quick question. During the commotion, would I have been able to pocket one of those eggs so I can for further research?
You're going to try and steal one of the amber orbs?
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that. I think your party might look at you in horror that you're doing that, but yes.
Reggie says, we should probably leave the troll eggs alone.
Do you not? It was so protective of the eggs.
Well, if it comes to us, then it makes it a lot easier.
That's an interesting definition of easier you've got there.
I don't think it does.
Also, might be able to find more weaknesses if we bring this to, like, study.
We don't. We know the weaknesses of trolls.
But not this troll, and also what is exactly inside this that it's protecting it so much.
Reggie shrugs as troll babies?
But it's not a real troll, you said, so it can't be troll babies.
Here's a possibly important question. Which one did you grab?
What was inside each of them? I know, but you described them before. There was like
Left foot, left hand, and right hand.
I think we.
right hand.
Okay.
He just wanted to know the hand that would be beating your ass later.
Well,
You will need to make a stealth plus agility check to conceal it from the sheriff on your way up the chain.
I guess you have to conceal it from all of us because it would just. We would just talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But I feel like if you conceal it from the sheriff, you've probably successfully concealed it from all of us as well.
Yeah. Let's see, I got 4 dice, and I got Matthias as my costume. Well, again, I don't think I'm wearing my costume while going to the sewers.
If you can roll more than the sheriff's notice.
Hopefully you just have that great of a notice.
He's a sheriff. No, you do not.
If you can convince Reggie that it's a good idea to take this egg out of this place, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to take a lot of convincing, then Reggie could get it out.
Yeah, sheriff immediately, upon seeing it, says, "Hey, leave that here. We're not bringing that trouble back home with us." I don't know what that thing is. It's a troll or not a troll, and it's working with trolls that are not trolls, but are trolls or something. That trouble's not coming back to put the other kids in any more danger than you kids have already gotten yourself in today.
The sheriff makes some good points.
But like Ed said, Reggie has smuggle, so if you can convince Reggie can get it by him. And Reggie won't even need to roll.
So what are your concerns about bringing back Reggie?
I mean, he's already given his concerns. He doesn't think we should be carrying around this sort of thing. Or it's a reconnaissance mission, right? So one of the things you don't do in a reconnaissance mission is let the thing you're reconnaissancing know that you've reconnaissanced it.
I don't really know of a good reason besides finding out exactly what this foot is from. Like if it's actually from the troll, or if it's like something it cut apart. What happens to actual pieces of the rod person were actually formed on the troll, so they had to cut it off. I do not know. But more science experiments could be done to figure out exactly what's in the amber, so that we could find it. So maybe either help the troll or the process of merging the two might be easier if we figure out exactly the motives. And we can't do it with leaving the egg here. We need to take this sample back to use it to figure out what it is, because it is very valuable to the troll. So it must have some kind of connection to its link, why it also brought it here as well.
Reggie shrugs and says, "But I don't disagree with any of that. Those are all good reasons to just leave it here."
Let's see, yeah, that's all I can come with is like using the right hand to test to see what is Because the right hand doesn't look like a troll hand, does it?
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does? Okay.
It looks like the troll cut off its hands and feet and somehow wrapped them in amber. And when
then
you first met the troll, it was in the process of growing new hands and feet from the injuries.
So for some reason, it cut off its own hands and feet and put it in amber for some unknown reason.
Maybe it's trying to grow more trolls, if that's how they work. Reggie says, I don't know. In which case, we don't want a troll egg.
Well, we're assuming it cut its own hands and feet off.
The only thing Nest will say is that if we take one, we should take all.
I just wanted to point out we saw some other tracks in that room, so there's a good chance that something else might be to blame for those things being in there.
I don't remember if the sharing about how mounted trolls work together was out of character or in character. Was it in character? Because that's the only way Nest would know about it.
Yeah, I think it was the sheriff that was explaining. Gordon was telling us about the
Reggie says, well, we know where it's nesting. That's good.
The troll could be making more of itself to work together, like the mounted trolls.
Possibly. Losing players. Is it getting late?
Reggie says, we know where the troll nests, which is something we didn't know before. So now we know where it is, so we can get back here if we need to do something. If we steal its eggs, it's going to move its nest. So we should leave everything untouched and hope that it doesn't smell that something's been picked up or that we were here.
All right.
Reggie says, as an aside, you're probably just going to make it into a potion anyway.
I don't make potions. I make it into equipment if that was a thing.
Alrighty. So you end up putting it back as best you can remember it was set up. And yeah, everybody climbs up the chains. On your way back to the orphanage, you do make a stop by the university to meet up with both Povin, who's returned from the moon, and Cam, who's managed to finally get in touch with the Lich, and says that both of them have somebody that will be able to meet with you guys tomorrow to help you figure out a spell that will correct the situation. So, yeah, we'll get into that in the next session.
Oh yeah, and Povin, we're going to need stronger grenades. There might be an actual mountain troll there.
Pop says, oh, mountain trolls. That's very different. Okay. They're not really the same creature, you see. Different physiology.
Yes, we'll need some grenades for those, because we found tracks of them down there. So yeah, that'd be perfect if you're...
Right. Less magic, more organic. I'll whip something up for you.
Thank you, Povin. You're
Thanks, Povin. You're the best.
like the MVP.
Povin knows Povin is the best, because Povin was made that way.
Oh yeah, Kristen got disconnected. Can we reiterate? So we're basically just discovered that there's mountain trolls in these here caves, right?
Yes. So there's the footprints of mountain trolls were also among the footprints of the forest troll. Mountain trolls and forest trolls are biologically different. Forest trolls are basically forest elementals that come into being when the planet is damaged or harassed by hostile magics, whereas mountain trolls are organic creatures that they happen to both be called trolls, but they're completely different things. But there are some mountain troll footprints down in the ground. Yeah, and everybody's getting the hell out of there before anything goes bad.
Got it. Yeah, I cut out just for the past like 2 minutes, but I know that El Ross was trying to take one of the hands, but then we maybe decided not to. And then I was alluding that maybe if there's mountain troll tracks in that room, that maybe the mountain trolls had something to do with that effigy being created, or maybe cutting off the hands of the other troll. I don't know. But it's kind of suspicious. And I don't know if we learned anything about them.
Every answer has brought about more questions. But you do know that the hands and feet were cut off back at the Oakbrine village, long before you guys ever came to the city. Those were the original little, you were calling them troll eggs at the time, that Troll Friend was protecting.
Mm.
What you said the soul was trapped in the troll. What happens if the troll thought that those pieces were the affected by the soul?
Who knows?
So it might have tried to get rid of it. Also, I wanted to. I was going to hand Cam my notebook with the old Elven writing in it that I got from the church.
Cam thinks that that's awesome and definitely wants to share that with some of the scholars there. We've got some old linguists that will be really excited to pour over this.
Well, you're going to get to see this tomorrow when you put these on. We're going to hand him the mud boots and stuff.
He goes, oh, goody. Well, let's have our conversation with the Lich before we get too geared up. But yeah, I will meet you guys tomorrow morning. We'll meet with the Lich and with this druid Povin is bringing, apparently, and see if we can get a proper solution.
All right.
You all get the suspicion that Cam's proper solution is for the kids to not go down there, but in fact to form up a party of adults to go down there and deal with it.
Good luck convincing Whompy not to follow.
So it may be a stealth mission to sneak behind the adults to keep in touch with what's going on.
Alright.
The one thing is the adults don't have the Bloodhound spell.
So, one thing I want Ness to do when Ness goes to bed. Now, Ness doesn't fully understand how their future sight works, but they're going to try and channel the way that you would try and control your own dreams in real life, essentially. Some sort of vision of what's going on with the trolls, essentially.
Okay.
They're going to. I do have a point in this.
You do?
So, is it just rolling the one die for the potential?
Yeah. Roll it and let's see what happens.
You got this.
You don't know what it has to do with the trolls, but you have this amazing dream of a field of strawberries.
Wake up, guys, we're in the wrong spot. We gotta go to a field of strawberries.
It just goes on forever.
Field of infinite strawberries.
Yep.
Oh, you're talking about the mysterious plain of strawberries.
Indeed. The infinite plane of strawberries. It's important that it's infinite, of course. Because, when you're going there, that's a thing.
So you might say it's strawberry fields forever?
That was the joke, yes. Alrighty. And that, I think, brings us to a close. The next session will be potentially the conclusion to the Troll Friend saga. We shall see how that plays out. As the adults try to form a party to address this with some super friends that they've invited from Einar and the Moon, And we'll see if you guys are able to tag along and remain safe and not grounded.
Well, it went well the first time this happened when the group of adults grouped together to deal with the troll.
You ended up in a standoff where someone tied themselves to the troll to protect it.
I don't think Ness is actually going to come on the Stalk the Adult posse. I think it's just going to be Whompy. So there will be no ×1 to the troll.
I suspect Reggie's probably staying out of that one too.
Yeah.
I'm debating, because I'm really good at distracting adults. A couple of my characters are amazing at distracting adults.
Plus,
Alright.
Whompy needs to learn the spell and combine the staff. That is the whole reason Whompy cares.
We'll have to bring Troy up to speed on it next week too. It looks like he maybe fell asleep.
Well,
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and we'll continue next week.
all right.